we just
those kids.
criticize them. And I mean, I did it, but mine was cool because I wanted to be an architect. So,
How's that worked out?
I'm not trying to be an architect anymore.
Welcome back to the Winky Squid.
Welcome back to the
guys.
Winky Squid. These are your hosts, Benea and Isaac, and everybody's beloved permanent guest, John.
Yay.
And with us today, we have Papa Dave.
Hi, Papa
Oh
Dave.
no!
Everyone say hi.
Hi, Papa
Hi,
Dave.
Papa Dave.
Those of you at home better be saying hi and waving too.
Yeah,
That's
Trey.
right. You better, or else I'm coming for you.
Papa
Yeah.
Dave's
Ooh. Official threat.
That's the mean Papa Dave.
Yeah.
Papa Dave.
Arr.
So we usually start these off with like, how's your week been? So how's your week been?
How's your week been?
How's your day been so far?
Pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. It must be uneventful.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened?
So, yeah.
Do you have any
Nobody died.
highlights?
Everybody's happy. I work at the senior center, make food. Everybody ate it. Nobody got sick. So that's a good day.
That is a good day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or at least what
I didn't get sick.
What we know of, nobody's sick.
What's that?
Thus
What we
far.
know of, nobody's sick.
Yeah, so far that I know of. I hope they don't. That'd be bad.
But yeah, what about your week? How's it been?
I continued my least favorite Christmas tradition of throwing up on Christmas Eve.
Very
What?
cool.
It's
Why do you
it's at
throw
least
up
the
on
second year
Christmas
straight.
Eve?
It's like the fourth time I can remember.
Why do you do that?
It's tradition.
No, but why?
I don't know.
Too many
Just
candy
throw up,
canes,
or
No, I like.
just
you're just like, hey guys,
I
it's
don't know.
Christmas Eve. I'm gonna throw up.
too full of
just
the Christmas
about, I
spirit. It
guess.
just comes out and throws.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe I ate too much or something.
Maybe you get
On-
nervous and you're
on
like, blah.
Thursday, I'm like, oh, it's Christmas. Oh,
golly. golly.
We could get a government study on that. You could make $1 million.
there I
But
go. I
Brilliant.
This is a business idea. You need to do this.
want to join me in puking on Christmas Eve.
That's
Yes.
so disgusting.
Join millions around the globe.
Yes.
That's the tradition now.
Yep.
That's what you do on Christmas Eve
5
instead
p.m.
of 5 p.m.
Sharp.
Why
every
5
time.
p.m.?
Because
that's the time
what
I
he
chose.
does. So John,
Well,
how
I
was?
actually didn't throw up until closer to like 8 o'clock, but you know.
You're so silly, Dad.
Was it like,
Thanks.
did you start at 5? You were like, yeah, I think
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I
throw
started
up.
feeling like crap at about 3.
Did you feel fine afterwards?
Like by Christmas, I was fine.
Mm.
My stomach was empty because
Yeah.
the last round of throw-ups, my stomach was empty. And that's the worst.
that is the worst.
I don't
Dry
like that.
heaves or whatever.
Like-
That sucks.
So there is a benefit.
Yeah.
You have an empty stomach.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
you can
there's
eat
more
more
all
food.
over again. And
Eat all the eggs and then puke again.
That's all that your
I
week
didn't
was?
puke on Christmas.
That's-
though. It was a Christmas
That's why
miracle.
because he plays with eggs all day, so then he gets all sick.
Silly boy.
I don't
the
eat
eggs.
those eggs though.
Oh, you don't?
Oh,
You
Papa
don't eat-
Dave,
that's
what's the favorite thing you got for Christmas or gave to somebody? Because it was Christmas recently.
Indeed.
Vinay, I'll talk about you later. But
Oh,
Yeah.
what's your favorite gift you received or gave somebody this year?
this year?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good night. Let's see. Well, there's so many of them. It's hard to pick one. Like this year, I always like our stockings because your dad does crazy things with stockings. And this time he went through my office and through the house, and he just threw household items.
From
And,
their own
one was
house to
my
gift them.
fly bottle. It's a head cement for cementing heads on flies. Fly fishing.
Yep.
And I've been looking for this stupid bottle of glue forever and a day, and then it shows up in my stocking.
And we had just pulled it from your office earlier that night.
What?
Like,
Where did this come from? I asked your dad that, and he's like, I got it from your office. And I'm like, dude, you can't. It wasn't in my office. I haven't seen this since like 1914. It hasn't been here. So that
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Getting
Yeah.
stuff that you already have. But
Yeah.
This stuff
pretty
I already
much.
had. I had no
But I
idea
mean-
that I had it.
yeah, it worked out for you though
I'm like,
because
wow,
he
this
found
is-
it for you. So
It's like a double present
there
thing.
you go.
It was amazing. So
Wow.
that was pretty good. And then somebody bought me a B-25J Mitchell bomber model that I...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yes.
Those
I
things
used
are
to build
cool.
models when I was a kid. Haven't done that in
long
years.
time.
So we'll see what happens. Probably given, something like nuclear science to somebody that's old. It's probably a really bad idea, but we'll see what happens.
It's like
Yeah.
a 3D puzzle that you have to paint.
Yeah.
And
It's a
glue
lot.
it.
And you have to
Paint
glue it.
and glue. And it's even got a little guy in there.
Does it?
And so I'm going to try to be nice about it and maybe not make him white. I think I'll make him Hispanic or something.
That sounds like a good
And,
idea.
Yeah.
I want to incorporate. It's got 3 guys, so I could go Hispanic and I don't know, Italian maybe. You don't see a lot of Italians around here, so.
Yeah.
Italian, and then leave the other one blank. And just you can whatever you
Pacific
want.
Islander.
Yeah.
If I could make, somebody bigger.
Mixed race.
Hawaiian
Mixed race.
maybe.
Just make him purple.
Just purple.
Color-
There you
I
go.
should do that.
Is anybody?
Just back there in the jungle, he probably has a disease, so I could put little freckles on him. People would be like, "Oh, what's wrong with the pilot?" It's just some kind of plague he's got. He's fine.
He's fine. He'll survive.
fine.
He'll be
recover.
fine.
Or he
He's
won't.
only
I
made
don't
of
know.
plastic. He's gonna live forever.
Facts. And then what about you?
What about me?
What was your favorite
About
thing you
like
gave
Christmas.
or received for Christmas?
That's a pretty good item.
That was a
man.
long time ago.
It was like what,
It's
3
hard,
weeks
isn't
ago?
It's like 4
Yeah.
days.
What did I get people?
What was it? It was 4 days
What
ago,
did
right?
I
What's
get?
today?
The
is today?
29th.
29th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 days ago. I'm not
Eeks.
John,
sorry.
you suck at this
I-
bit. No,
I mean, so, it was.
it was
what's
like
today?
2 weeks ago.
That was 6 days ago.
It's my bad.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Guys,
Yeah.
happy now.
Happy New Year.
How was
I'm having a brain fart right now.
Don't-
so-
Oh, I hate
Isaac,
those
your
when that
turn.
happens.
Well,
What did
so
you get?
I got a lot of things. I got this cool roadside emergency kit for my car, so that'll be nice if I ever like do something and need a roadside emergency, and then I have a kit for it.
Yeah.
It's got like
Is it like a first aid kit for cars?
Yeah, and it's got a human
it's for
first aid
people.
kit in it. No, it's got car first aid kit and then a human one.
Like
So
so, if you
it
hit
got a
somebody-
triangle in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Like
It came with a
together,
triangle.
like don't run over me triangle.
Yeah. one of
Oh,
them.
not like a
The
musical
reflector
triangle.
Oh,
No,
that
not a
would be cool.
musical
You can't play
triangle.
music for your
Like
for
a
your
cowbell?
car. Your
It
dying
came
car.
with jumper cables too, and
What do they call those jumper cables?
jumper cable.
I've never seen anybody jump with them.
yeah.
It's just like confusing.
Zapper cables.
And it doesn't make the car jump
They
either.
should just be called
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
cables or something.
They should
I've
just
never
be-
seen anybody jump a car either.
Make your car go
I saw a
cables.
guy on a
Mm.
skateboard jump a car, but
But there was
no
say, I'm
cables.
going to go
No,
jump
there was
a
no
car,
jumper
and they
cables,
put
yeah.
cables on it. It's
Yeah.
confusing.
Maybe a dude jumped a car and he had the cables in his hand. He's like, "Whoa, look at that!
Look at that! I just jumped
it is.
over this
That's what
car
it
and it
was.
started, and it had a dead
Damn.
battery and like jumper cables, guys.
That'd be
Dude,
crazy."
that is so cool.
You ever done that, Isaac?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Gonna try.
What about
it?
you? You have you ever done that?
Not yet.
No.
I can't ollie like a foot off the ground. So
I can only like so high that it looks like I just went like that far.
I bet it
For those
does.
of you on
It's
Spotify,
crazy.
that far was about 4
10
inches.
feet. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So now you got a roadside emergency kit if there's emergencies. So
Yeah.
have you made any emergencies yet?
No.
Do you want to
No.
just to test it out?
No, not really.
Not really. You
And
just
maybe
We
maybe
can
on
pop
my
his
friend's car.
tires.
oh yeah, we can pop your tires just to like.
Make sure it works.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's stuff for patching tires in there.
Well, it's time to find out.
Okay.
Use the road emergency sign.
The triangle?
Yeah, you just
That's
put that
so
on the
semis
tire.
don't run into you.
Yeah, yeah.
Did it come with just like a bunch of big orange cones?
No. Yeah, full-sized orange cones. No, it
Like
could-
inflatable or something?
You ever seen a
Direct
the road triangle things?
Yeah.
It's like a little thingy, and then it folds up into a triangle and it has a weight, and you bloop, and then it sits there.
It's like, guys, don't hit me.
Yep,
Please.
pretty much.
That's pretty cool.
I wish it would have been cool if it came with road flares, but it didn't.
Road flares.
Road flares are cool.
And like little fireworks. They're like, guys,
Yeah, road flares.
save me.
Like a landing strip.
Legal fireworks.
No, very
Just
legal.
came with like flares. Just whoosh.
just like big old mortars.
Yeah, you just shoot them up, and people are like, "Help me, I'm crashed."
That'd be funny. You
I
should
saw
get one
this
of those.
funny video. There was this guy out on the reservation, and he saw some. He saw a bunch of smoke from different fires, and he's like, "It's a group chat."
It's kind
Oh no.
it's kind of funny.
It was funny.
Is that all? Is that all?
Yeah,
you
was
did
it.
for
That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, John? How was Christmas for
Yeah.
Christmas, I didn't feel like there was a Christmas. It didn't happen. It just didn't feel like Christmas because of 2020. I mean, it
you?
was.
Or is that
still
just because
Christmas.
you're getting older?
No, it's like I've been older and I felt like the same way about Christmas, but like this year it kind of just felt like another day,
Same.
and that's just 2020.
It was like the next day, and somebody was like, "What did you get on Christmas?" It's like, wait, that was Christmas? That's what those presents were from?
the day before and the day after. I was like, wait, Christmas is in between these 2 days that I was, on those days.
Yeah.
I was like that, and I was like, what?
Really?
Crazy.
What?
Huh.
But I got a mini fridge, which I was very happy
Well,
about.
that's cool.
That's
Mini
nice.
fridge.
It was like
That's
a-
awesome.
It was a vintage one too. You know, in Indiana Jones, like
The old fridge
Like
is
kinda
that you
curved?
get
Yeah,
stuck
it's like
in.
curved and it's mint colored, and it has like a little window in the
Is
front.
it really vintage or is
Oh,
it just a?
Nice.
It
design?
looks vintage.
Okay.
It's not really vintage, and it can hold. It's a mini fridge. It can,
It can hold
12 cans.
Beverages. Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's a really small one.
Only
You can have
12?
cold beverages at your house now.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. I keep
Only
like 6 in there, and then I keep some candy and stuff in there.
That's nice.
I have some Reese's cups in there.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
I can't think of Reese's peanut butter cups without that thing that Isaac showed me.
That's a funny,
Yeah,
funny
I
thing.
can't. Maybe I won't say it though.
So, Papa Dave, do you have any fun childhood
so
stories?
Papa Dave, do you have any fun childhood stories?
No.
No?
No?
I have millions. I don't have some. I have millions.
Oh,
Millions and millions. Most of everything that I learned, like in life, that I learned in, like when I was growing, like physics. I learned physics growing up. Like,
Falling off things?
yeah.
yeah.
Like if you take a trampoline out, and you and your friends are jumping off a roof onto a trampoline,
Yeah.
and then you build that's what we did. We were jumping off a roof on a trampoline, big rectangle trampoline, and we weren't getting enough air, so we built a ramp off the end of the off the edge of the roof. So you would run down the roof and then up the ramp, and whoa, boom, and hit that thing. We were like, yeah. Well, our friend Dave Keppen, he went up and as he's walking up toward the peak of the house, we decided to move the trampoline. There's no other succinct way to put it. So he come running down and he hit that ramp, and he was like, "Oh!" And his eyes were really big. And you actually cannot fly, no matter how hard you wave your arms and legs. And he did a 1-point landing right on the ground, and he just like, boom. And just laid there, he's like, and we're all like, yeah, way to go! Woo-hoo. Until his mom came out, and she called us all sorts of names. I can't tell you that because they were bad. And she just put and button or, but they were like beep beep and beep beep, you rotten beep beep beep, and I'm gonna beep beep beep, and when I beep beep beep, it's like we need to run. So physics. What goes up must come down.
Yeah.
People can't fly.
Was it at his mother's house?
Is that his? Yeah, that is at his house.
so it was like his
His
trampoline and everything.
And there were probably 6 or 7 of us all like, yeah, go. Woo-hoo.
Wow.
Like, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But I learned, like, oh wow, if I do that, I have to make sure that the trampoline is under the house top before I go flying off there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good life
Or-
lesson.
At least have a parachute, pillowcase, anything, or pillow. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You ever tried that in the wind when it's really windy out and you're like 5 years old and you take a pillowcase
Ooh.
outside?
I don't know if I ever did that.
I was the only dumb one.
Yep.
I
Did
got
it work?
One time I got a sheet, like a really big one, and I think I was 7 years old, and I jumped off my fence, and a big gust of wind came over, and it yanked the sheet, and I fell on my head.
Oh,
Of course you fell on your
John
head.
loves hitting his head.
physics.
Physics.
Yeah.
That's
Remember
what
one
happened.
time when I was like 5, I grabbed a plastic bag
Yep.
and I jumped off my picnic table and I was like, hopefully I'll fly, and I didn't.
I used to tie
it was a
plastic
bad
bags to toys and drop them off our fort we had in the
yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Were they better than those
Backyard.
little like crappy army men you'd get from the dentist?
Yeah.
I had a
'Cause
really
I
Those
just
were
tie-
always so bad.
I just tie grocery bags and they just drop stuff and then they fall.
That's pretty cool.
Well, that's a good idea because they're plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a good one of those army guys. It was like 2 inches tall. It was a thick boy.
Yeah.
And it had like the parachute.
I remember that
That's
one.
not from the dollar store.
No, and it had like
Yeah,
a
it's from,
net
like,
too. It had a
Walmart.
net where
Ooh.
the I don't think it was from Walmart. I think I got it from like Toys R Us before it
Walmart.
started down. And it had like the net below it, and then it had like the parachute thing. And one time I tried to rip the
Cool.
parachute thing, and it didn't work. So I was like, "Dang, this stuff's legit." I wish I had a big one so I could jump off my house. And I asked my mom for one. She's like, "Nope, you're
That'd
not
be
doing
cool.
that."
So you just did it without a
See,
parachute?
that's something kids never realize.
Yep.
Parachutes take a long time to open. Jumping off of something that small, you're not gonna really get much.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's all about mathematics. That's how you learn.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a
like,
hot air balloon. If you put some fire below it and then you jump, it'll glide you on the way down.
Yeah.
so
Papa-
put some fire below yourself?
You remember that
no,
one
on your
time?
head, and then you put it like the parachute
Light
above
your hair
you.
on fire and
Yeah,
then
yeah. It's just
Science.
that's why I
It would
grow my
work.
hair out, so I can
it's a one-use situation.
it grows
Do
back
you
every once in a
remember
while.
the one time we were trying to tarp the boat, and it got really windy.
Oh yeah,
and
right out back here.
It would like lift us off the ground for a couple like.
It was like whoop.
Oh, wow.
A big
You
gust of wind
especially
would come, and you're holding on the tarp, and you're just kind of like.
because you were like only 2 stone. That's an English term. I don't know what it means.
But it's something.
It
like
means
is a
I think you're
stone?
like 20 pounds or something. If like an English person says, "Oi, you're two stones or something." Do you know what a stone weighs?
I
don't
think
know.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, we were out back trying to put this
I'm gonna look it
stupid
up.
tarp on the sailboat and in the wind, which
Well, it's because anytime you pull out a tarp,
which
wind
probably
comes
would have
along.
really gotten me in trouble with your mom if she'd have known, because I was subjecting you to serious danger
Wait.
and grief.
You can't tarp anything without wind. You pull out a tarp and the wind comes.
I think it's just natural.
Yeah.
It's like the sun comes up in the east, sets in the west. If you get a tarp out anywhere and there's no wind,
It'll,
the minute you unfold it, it will be 60 miles an hour.
exactly.
Yeah.
Same with a
It
kite. It's
just
the opposite with a
happens.
kite. You pull out a kite and the wind drops.
It just
Well,
stops.
Pull out a kite and then try and tarp something.
No, see, because then you want
Maybe
it to
build
work
your-
and it doesn't.
Maybe
and then
build
you
a
pull out your
kite
kite
out of a
and your
tarp.
tarp at the same time, and then one of them has to work.
There it is.
Yeah.
That would work.
I'm
Or
trying.
the earth would explode.
Yeah, it just kind of neutralizes and you die.
There's no.
Did you guys
wind
see
in
the
it.
video? I think it was the kid. I think it was, she was on like a kite or something, like the little 2-year-old that got taken up into the sky.
That's pretty cool.
Did you guys see that?
No.
That went viral earlier this year.
One
He's like
Huh,
this little
I don't
kid.
know
and
if I
she's-
saw that one.
She's just like 2 or 3, and she's just up there, like in the sky, holding on for
Was
dear
it
life.
real or
Yeah.
was it? Huh.
It was in like
pretty
China
cool.
or Japan or something.
Dude, I love China.
But she made it down. Of course, no one's trying to help. They all have their phones out. Like, oh, look at this! There's a kid in the sky.
Well, what are they gonna do? Fly? Papa Dave just told us you
you
can't.
can't fly.
No,
You
but
can't do it.
she did make it down. But
Eventually.
well,
Quite
and
fast,
alive.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Dang it.
dude, have you ever seen that video? I'm not sure if it was debunked or anything, but there was this kid kind of just sitting there, and then there was a mom like videoing the sky or something, and she looks over, and then this big hawk comes down and grabs the kid, and it like picks it up for like 5 feet, and it drops it.
That's not real, but yes, I have
Was
seen
that
the
not
video.
real?
No, that one's CGI, but I have seen
Oh.
the video, yeah.
Have you seen them?
I've watched the
Huh.
ones where like the eagles come and pick up the dogs and fly away.
Yeah, the eagles and the vultures and stuff, they'll come and like they'd knock goats off the freaking side of the wall, and they just kind of like tumble and then fall, and then they eat them. Yeah,
That's
that's
good. That's smart.
Smart.
very smart. And
That's
the
like
goats are
that,
stupid.
those birds that throw the seeds onto the road for the cars to crack them open, and then they eat them.
Oh, very smart.
I don't remember
Huh.
what the seed is or the bird, but they do that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
Neither am I.
I wouldn't figure that out.
I just sit there and be like, I can't get it
I
open.
can't open it. Okay, bummer.
I'd be like,
Oh.
hey, car person, can you stop and open my nuts?
Open my nuts.
You would stand in front of the car to try to get it to stop.
Guys,
and get
stop. Oh, and I found out that one stone is 14 pounds. So
Oh.
if you were
One
two,
stone is 14 pounds.
that's what Google told
so
me.
you only weighed like 28 pounds. That's
Dang,
about right.
man.
Something like
28 pounds.
that. It's a wee little lad.
hit. So you were like, what, 4?
No, I had
Something
to.
like
I mean,
that?
It was like 2 years
that
ago.
long
Four?
ago. I was like,
So maybe you're more like 10 stone. No, that'd be 140 pounds, right?
that would probably be about right for
10
'cause it's-
stone.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm glad we don't do that kind of stuff here.
I'm good. I'm glad too.
We just measure things normally.
Did you know the average size?
Yeah, in meters.
4 feet.
What's it? A span? A span's from like your elbow to your tip of your finger, right? Or what was it? I don't remember.
Or is that a
It's a
cubit?
cubic.
cubit? And what's a
Cubit.
span?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember.
A span.
A span is like your arm, isn't it?
Man, that was interesting how they used
There's
to do stuff.
something like that.
The Egyptians were so freaking cool. The way they did things and the way that like the pyramids were built, but they had the king. They used his foot, and every time
What?
his foot as measurement, it'd be one king foot, and I don't
So
remember
it
what they
would
called it.
change every time the king died.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Nah, this is stupid."
That is stupid.
So they just took the average king foot, which must have been massive, and was just like, this is what we're going to use.
12
No.
inches.
And
And now everybody uses that.
no, what happened was it's really cool because they tried measuring like a bunch of different crops, a bunch of different food, like rocks and things, and they figured out that food would change size and stuff. So they decided to do it by water droplets because water droplets would never change size because like
I
no matter where you
guess.
got them on the Nile or whatever, they used 10 or 12 water droplets, and that was like 2 inches or something. But yeah, that's how they made measurements, and then measurement came off of that. It's pretty cool.
weird.
That's pretty smart.
So is this fact, or
Brilliant
is this
again.
just kind of what the atheists came up with?
What the liberals came up with.
The liberals. Oh.
No, that's how they did it. There's like a bunch of documents about them trying to work that out. They were really smart people.
Because I mean, they had measurements when Noah built the ark. So
Yeah, they were different though. I think that was cubits and spans that they used, and they used hands and stuff. Like a horse was like five.
they still measure horses by hands.
I know, but it's like
Just
it's a
weird.
measured thing by hand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how.
What is
buy
one
that.
hand now? I think that's like
Probably
I have no idea.
six or 7 inches.
Yeah.
because it's like from the base of your hand to the tip of your finger. That's a
Yeah.
hand. And I know this right here for me is above 6 inches. It's like 6.5.
It's like more than 6 for me too.
For most people, it's around 6.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can use
I'm
2 of
impressed.
those and be like, boom, a foot.
There's a.
And that means boom out.
No, I mean scope out.
Yeah,
And
telescope
crane.
out.
Yeah,
Crane language.
crane lingo. That's how it's scope out.
That
Have you ever
works.
done anything with cranes, Papa Dave?
What's that?
You ever done anything with cranes or construction, Papa Dave?
Yeah.
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 I know a lot of guys on the.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to segue.
Yep.
A lot of guys on the construction site, they know all the hand signals and stuff, and a lot of the old dudes will. I'm not calling you old, but like
That's okay.
I'm
I'm old.
sorry.
Well, you're like maybe a year older than his dad.
Yeah,
so.
you're 2 years older than my dad.
I'm 57. How old's your dad?
No, you're 5 years older than my dad. Or
Oh,
six,
No, your dad's 51.
you're 6 years older than my dad.
I'm
Thanks,
getting
man.
older.
Wait, you're 57?
Yeah.
Oh,
He told
I
us
thought
in
you
the
were like-
beginning.
That's what a lot of people say. It's like, you're 57?
I thought
And
you
it's
were like
usually
55.
in like the context of, how are you still alive at 57 when you should have been dead at like 12?
I remember your
Facts.
50th birthday.
I don't.
Must have been
I don't
7 years
remember
ago.
my 50th birthday.
It
What
was,
did we do?
Wasn't it up at YAA? And it was like all themed, like
50.
Did we like party?
yeah.
Party hard.
Or,
and then we drank
or did we
Coke
just like
through
everybody
licorice and
drink
crap
prune
like that.
juice and take Metamucil?
Yeah, pretty much. No.
Is that why you guys don't remember it?
What? No.
I can't remember. I remember.
Papa Dave, what did you want to be when you were like a kid?
I wanted to be an astronomer. I thought it was really cool.
That
I
is
thought
pretty
the
cool.
stars were the coolest things. And even if I still had that chance, I would still do it. But you have to be really smart.
Yeah, it's a
And-
lot.
A
and
lot of smarts.
You just can't like, hi, I have a telescope. I want to be an astronomer. And they're like, go away, little boy. type thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd still think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think I've seen something about it. Like these guys who try and make discoveries and stuff, and they'll sit at their telescope for like hours and hours a day, and they'll just kind of look, and they'll just be like, right there, that's
see
mine,
something.
my star. I found it.
I claim that one.
I'm gonna name it
Bob.
Urethras or something. I don't know. There's weird names for stars, and
They are. They're weird.
what would you call a star?
I would use like a generic term like, that's George 3.
George
That's
3.
Greg.
I know
That's
there's
Bob 2.
there's a really big star that's like I
It's
think
like really big.
it's called Betelgeuse, and it's like 40
Yeah, it's out there in
times-
Orion.
Yeah. How big is that? Like
It
compared to the
is
sun?
a red giant. That thing's like ginormous.
It's at least like
There's like big, huge.
Big.
Ginormous is like a million times bigger than huge, and I mean it's huge.
Yeah, I
it's
saw
like
this,
at
it's red.
least twice.
And you
the
can
size
see it
of
with the
sun.
naked eye. It's pink.
yeah, I saw this little diagram. It was like the moon, and then the Earth, and then the sun, and then
Another sun and
Another
a bunch of other
star,
stars, and then,
and then a
that one.
really big star, and then the sun was like you couldn't see it, and then it was Betelgeuse, and it was just his enormous ball of like
It's like a basketball and a BB,
yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
but like smaller.
maybe.
I think it's the size of the moon to the sun. What is the sun to Betelgeuse?
Yeah, there's something back there like ding, 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 ding.
It's great. That stuff's.
It's
What would
big.
you name a star?
It's
Isaac?
big.
Probably like your mom. No,
good
I don't
name.
know. I'd probably name it after somebody, after myself.
Isaac.
Isaac.
The star.
Did you give it a number or letter like Isaac J or Isaac
BDE
32?
Iceman is the star's name.
Your Minecraft name?
That's my gamer name for everything.
Yeah, gamer
There
tag.
you go.
What about you, Benea? What would you name a star?
Probably
Thought about it
Banana.
for about 3 seconds, and I was like, Josh Nelson.
Got him.
Josh Nelson. Wow.
Josh Nelson's the worst. Hashtag
hate that
cancel
guy.
Josh Nelson.
I don't know what I'd name mine. I'd name mine like Gassy Boy or something.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Barnabas.
Starry
Batman
McStarface.
the Third.
Starman. I'd name it Judas.
Would you write a song about it?
I don't know. I might write a song if I could write and if I could sing.
If you
And
come
if
up
you
with
could
a
find a
name
star.
for it, then you
If I could come up with a name for
you
it,
can
I
go
would.
buy stars.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
buy. They're not yours, but you can also buy an acre on the moon. But that doesn't mean anything.
Is it yours if you buy it?
It's
So like if
yours.
you get up there, can
Who do you
build
buy
on
it from?
How much is this? I want an acre on the moon.
You can look into it. I don't.
Really?
But I look into it right now. Do it.
But yeah,
No, you don't have to. It's fine. But
No, I will.
I think
How much
yeah, I
does
think
an
you can
acre
buy an
cost?
I
acre on
didn't
the
know
moon.
you could do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But,
John's
it's
like,
not-
I don't know either. I just pulled
So you
that
can
from.
start charging rent when we
I'm
start
pretty
to,
sure you
like,
can do that.
Yeah, that's
It's
buy a
the
bunch of
same
property.
concept as buying a star.
Yeah, but the star's not actually yours.
Well, why would you buy it then?
Just to name it,
So you can go into rooms and just say, "I own a star."
What's up?
Exactly.
I
You
own.
can be the coolest guy.
and
That
you have
one
to
right
make
there?
sure you do it like that. I'm a Thor.
we named
I own a Thor right now.
Thor.
You know the Big Dipper? You know that one star that's like on the side of the Big Dipper? Not that one, but to the right of that, that's me. I own that.
Okay, so
we own a star in the Big Dipper.
Do you?
Yeah, it's named after my grandma.
update on the moon.
Uh-oh.
There's this one guy. He has sold 611 million acres of land on the moon. Each acre sells for $19.95,
Dude, I'm gonna buy an
What?
acre on the moon.
$20 for an acre.
but it's
Come on.
$30.50 after a lunar tax and shipping and handling of the deed.
What?
That's the craziest
Oh man!
I wonder if
Lunar
he
tax?
sold the same acre like 20
How
times.
much has he sold? Is he like?
I don't know. It's just
How did
like
he
in
get
Palm
the right to
Beach
be able to sell it? Did he
laughing?
just, hey, I'm gonna go buy the whole moon.
Seems like that moon right there. I'm gonna sell that thing.
Just start selling chunks of the moon.
Does he have his own private island now? Because people were like, "Hey, I want to buy some of this."
yeah, because if he sold like what 600 million acres at $20 a piece,
600 million times 20 is like
How many acres
That's a
are on
big
the
number.
moon?
12. It's like that's so much money. Oh my gosh.
Do they tell you where your plot of
600?
land is on the moon? Or do you
Probably.
just have to go find it?
I heard of this thing called the Sea of Tranquility, but that's there's like it's not a real sea, but it's like kind of looks like a sea, and there's people that buy stuff near that because it looks cool, and that's you know I'll buy an acre on Mars though. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Do you think we're gonna ever like
No,
have anything in space for like civilians?
no. Elon Musk is trying, but I don't think so.
Maybe.
Because we have the
You don't
space
think so?
station.
No, because freaking everybody told Elon Musk to stop trying to get civilians to
Elon Musk,
space.
he'll ignore everybody.
Yeah,
else.
Elon Musk is like,
doesn't care.
screw that. I'm
He's
just
He's
gonna
a
be
I'm
like,
doing what I'm
meme
doing.
but like all of
Y'all can go to the moon. I'm going to Mars.
yeah, all of the people Elon Musk looked up to for space were they're like, no, don't send people to space, and he's like,
Aren't they sending people to Mars here soon? Like in the
Yeah.
next like 2 or 3 years
I
anyway.
think so.
he's like, screw you, I'm doing whatever I want. I have.
He's got the money. He
I
might
know
as well.
he's got a rocket program. It's not like
how long does it take with like our fastest rocket?
to get to the moon.
I think it's either
I
8
thought it was
months
like
or
a
8 years.
few years.
To get
Oh,
to
like about
what?
a year, right?
to the moon.
No,
Am I like totally
the
off
moon?
here?
Or
To Mars.
To
To
Mars.
Mars.
I think it's like a
Oh,
year or
Mars?
something.
I thought it was like
Couple-
9 years or something, wasn't
Is
it?
it 9 years? Or?
I thought it was
I
8
didn't
years
think
or
it was
8
that
months. I could be wrong
Look
on
it up.
both
How
of
long
those.
is
I know back in the day with the Saturn V, it was only like what, a week to the moon, I think, or something.
Yeah.
3 days or.
Yeah.
I
It was
should
like
know
a
this.
week there and back or something.
Yeah.
It was like 3 days there or something. Because I mean, the moon is a 250,000 miles away.
Yeah.
So
So
maybe a year or two. Here it
It
comes.
takes about 7 months to get to Mars.
7 months. You win.
I was closest.
And
the other
you were saying
crazy
like
thing
what,
is-
10 years?
You said
Yes.
9 years.
I heard at some point, but
Maybe that's if
Um,
walking distance.
That's not
or
that
something.
long,
Yeah.
actually.
That's not that far.
Like thinking like big
so
term.
So then, how
Like-
fast are they going if it only takes 7 months? It must be like
Pretty fast.
yeah.
crazy fast.
But I've heard it's a one-way trip.
See, but the crazy
Probably.
thing. Oh, it probably is. They probably can't get enough fuel to get back.
Oof. Bummer.
The crazy thing though
time to
is
get some chipmunks.
the way time works when you get off the Earth. Like time starts slowing down or speeding up. Papa, do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
all
there's
that?
something like that. Like by the time if you go to Mars and back, by the time that you get back, everybody else is like that much older, but you're
Yeah,
still the same
time
age. Or
slows down the farther you get out.
Yeah, I've seen
it's
some
warped, man.
like it's like that meme. It's like 1 hour here is 8 years on Earth or something.
something like that.
Yeah,
What?
there's
So
1 hour here is 8 years on Earth, and it's been like different memes. It's like when a kid's parents
Oh.
go talk to another kid's parents. It's like
Uh-huh.
1 hour here.
Oh. So
It's
also
funny.
That is funny.
What
Stop.
so Papa, do you know those clocks they have over? They have one in England and one in Denver.
Oh, like the atomic ones?
Yeah, they're
They're-
like the most accurate. But the one in Denver, because it's a mile above sea level, every year it gains 0.008 seconds or something. It gains time
Really?
over the other one, and they're both supposed to be perfectly synced because they're atomic clocks.
Hmm.
But because the other one's a mile above sea level, it changes like just that much. Like so, the
Because
farther
of
out
the
you
pressure?
get. No, it's something to do with like
Not an.
The Earth spinning.
yeah,
Oh.
something like that. But like it because
Maybe
the farther you get out, the slower time moves. So like you go out far enough, it'll be a year out there, but on Earth it's like 10 years.
Huh.
I don't know.
trying to
Well,
Because
There's
like
a whole bunch of stuff on it.
That's
You
hard
can-
to comprehend.
It is.
there's a lot of things that we just kind of don't know that we just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, time works different out in space,
Hmm.
which is a really weird concept.
That's odd.
But
If
it's
you
like,
ask Mom about it, she'll tell you more.
you
Your
guys
mom's
ever, like,
smart.
there's the theory of like the inner crust of the Earth. We've only made it down so far. Like we actually don't know what's down there. We just made a theory.
Like the
Aliens.
Hollow Earth theory type of thing.
No, like the theory that is that we
We
have
just
like
don't know
a
what's down
core
there.
to the Earth. We have a core and then inner core, outer core, and then loam, and then
Because I mean, nobody's gone to the core.
when
Yeah,
in
they
reality,
can't.
it's just mole people.
Yeah, it's just a. There's just a whole civilization under there.
no, because like we've only ever drilled down so far because
Yeah.
like the pressure gets too much and then it like breaks the
It
machines. or-
collapses and stuff.
yeah, so it's a bunch of bits and pieces of what people think is down there,
When
and then
in
they just
reality, we don't
put
know
it
what's down
together, and
there.
they're like, "Sounds good to me. Let's just tell everyone that."
Sounds like facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then everyone gets taught it as a fact. There's a lot of things we just kind of don't
Yeah,
know.
there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Crazy.
That was a
world we
nice
live in.
Wasn't there a
rabbit
movie
whale.
about that?
Wabbit Twirl.
Wabbit Twirl.
Was
What,
it?
Papa?
Wasn't there some movie where a bunch of
Journey to the Center of the
people
Earth.
they got into some kind of little critter spacecraft thing and they tunneled through the Earth and because the Earth was the core was wobbling or something and it was creating all sorts of hate and discontent up here.
Was that Journey to the Center of the Earth? Or
No, that's
Yeah, they
just-
went to the center of the Earth and they exploded a nuclear device
Huh?
and it fixed everything because nuclear.
Is this an old
Anytime
movie?
you blow up something, it fixes it. So
Facts.
I don't get that. How does that
It
work?
was the 50s. Everything you blow it up with nuclear power, it
Yeah.
makes it better.
The only thing
look
I'm-
at that. I can't remember what it was. It was a stupid show. It was one of those that you just watch when you drool.
She's like,
you know.
what?
Yeah, true. I can only think of Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, like going to the center of his planet and blowing it up, and that's the only thing I thought of when you said that. And I was like, I think I remember that. And then I remembered it was Marvel and that it
Might have
wasn't
been it.
the Earth.
Seemed like it had Vin Diesel in it. Worst actor in the world, Vin Diesel.
He has hair
He
right now.
sucks.
He's what?
He has hair right now.
Why?
Vin Diesel has hair?
Yeah, it
Did
looks
it make him a
weird.
better actor? He's like Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
No, how dare you?
He was good in The
Bomb.
Matrix. That was it.
True.
Really?
I love The
Yeah.
Matrix.
I love Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's a good person.
Point Break, maybe.
He's
I
like a
him in
good
Bill and
dude.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, he did okay there.
I didn't watch that.
He's so young
You
in
didn't
that
watch
one.
that?
No.
John, we need to watch that one.
You should.
We watched the
That
one.
should be a requirement for every American.
Should.
I
we
will
watched
watch
the
that.
new one a couple days ago. And it was
Did ya?
Pretty good.
That was made a
Seen
couple
Falcon.
like this year, right, or last year?
The new, yeah, it was made this year.
Was Keanu still like rocking it, or
Yeah,
what was that one about? I don't
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
the new one.
The new one,
Yeah.
kind of the same premise, but
What?
little
I
different
haven't
twist.
watched the first
Well,
one.
you gotta watch the first one, and then I can explain to you what it's about.
Benet, are you also lost here?
I've not watched any of the movies spoken about in the
All,
past minute.
all right. Let's
Poor
let's
guy.
get off this train because we're gonna
This
just
is
get
not good.
very obscure movies, and you guys are just gonna be like, "Yes, I know that
Yeah,
movie."
well, I know this one.
We're just gonna be like, "What?"
You know what is a good movie though? Ferris Bueller's
Forrest
Day
Gump.
Off.
Ferris Bueller's. That's a classic.
That's a good
The
movie.
I haven't seen.
That's
We haven't seen that
everybody's-
one.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
Oh man, we're gonna have to.
We
fix
need
you.
to watch
Man.
those.
We will fix you, Benet. It's okay.
John, what was the movie you were
Send me
saying?
to the concentration.
I said
camp.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
Also, good movie.
Forrest
Watch
Gump's
that,
pretty
Benet.
good.
Yep.
That's
What's the one? Oh, no, I
1917.
can't remember. I do need to watch that.
That's
I
a
need to
really
watch
good
that one.
It's the one oh man.
Back to the Future.
I've seen that movie.
I know you have.
It's the one that I was talking to you about is like, oh yeah, it's on YouTube. I need to watch it. With like knights and stuff.
Oh,
The one
Monty Python's Holy Grail.
Monty
Yes.
Python. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the,
that was a good one.
That's a really
that's a
good
requirement for life.
I need to watch
We
it.
watched
good
that one the
movie.
other night.
You can't die and go to heaven until you've seen that at least 5 times.
Yeah.
At least 5 minutes.
I haven't seen Napoleon.
Napoleon's good.
What?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Sorry.
Have you really not?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm behind on my movies, I guess.
We'll watch
Get
that
out,
one
Benet. Go
sometime.
watch some movies. That's all you gotta do. All right.
All right.
No more movies.
No
All right.
more movies.
It's Papa Dave's time to shine.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Papa Dave.
Is there any burning questions you guys have for him, or anything that's like at the back of your mind you want to tell
Last
everybody?
year, Isaac, or last episode.
year, wow.
I guess it would be last year
Because we're
as of when
filming
this airs, but which
Yeah,
is today.
on Monday. Yeah.
Of course. But Isaac mentioned something about drinking old soda.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
time around that
my
you have
when
a
he found in
story
the
with
lake
that?
at Big Sky.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a program director up at Big Sky Bible Camp up in Big Fork, Montana. And, I don't know how this can of Mountain Dew ended up at the bottom of the lake. And it wasn't, in the middle of the lake, but far enough offshore that people wouldn't swim for it and dive for it. They're like, oh, darn, I lost my Mountain Dew. Oh, well. And it was down there forever and a day, like eons, it seemed. And so one day we fished it up, and we had boys' week. It was like a bunch of little 3rd grade to 7th grade boys. And so we had green eggs and ham for breakfast. Real green eggs. I mean, they were green like that. It's like, oh. We did cat box cake. It looked like a cat box with little cat box turds in it, It was so cool. It was awesome. Kids were just crazy fun, all these boys. And then we had I brought this can of Mountain Dew up, and it had a pop top on it, not like the newfangled ones that you can't do anything with. You pop the thing off, and everybody's like, should we drink it? And I'm like, maybe. And the can wasn't even green anymore. It was blue because it faded in the sun, or the bacteria, crustaceans. I don't know what else was in that lake. Lord
Did it
only
say
knows.
what year it was from?
And so, boy,
Do you remember what logo it was on it?
what's that?
What the logo was?
Just a plain old, just Mountain Dew.
Did it say Mountain Dew, or was it the MTN where it didn't say Mountain?
No, it just said Mountain Dew on it. The whole word.
So
Yeah.
it was the not. I mean,
and it had a pop top,
Well, what-
you could take it off.
what
the
year
one
was
that came
this?
off.
Yeah, the whole thing came off.
Oh, that's really old.
Yeah, it was really old.
What
How
year
old
was
is
it when
that?
you found it?
Gosh, that might have been. I don't know. I'll have to ask Lisa about that one, because she was like, "Why would you subject boys to drinking that of all of the things?" It's like they're boys. This is what you do. It might have been 2005, maybe 2003, 4, or something like that. Yeah, I'll have to ask. But anyway, so we popped this thing, and everybody's looking at it like, "I'm not gonna. You gonna do it?" And, somebody's got a lead, so I picked it up and went, well, here we go. Took a sip of that. The taste was not anything like Mountain Dew. It was, no, not even anywhere close. And instantaneously, your stomach was like, oh, this is not good. And you're like, "Ugh." And so then I'm like, I'm not going to throw up in front of these kids. This is going to be fun. So,
What?
it's like, this is great, guys. You're going to have to try this. And so then everybody's like, give me a drink. And
Oh gosh.
yeah. And it didn't really make you sick, but it did clean your pipes out. It did and maybe that because of green eggs and ham and cat box cake and drinking weird soda that had been in the bottom of a lake for Lord knows how long. That probably had a lot more to do with it, but it was a fun day.
Sounds like an interesting diet for sure.
Oh man,
Would you do it again?
I would do it again. I would do it
No
again.
hesitation.
No hesitation.
Drink it
Go
again.
big or go home.
If we had one, I would totally drink it.
I would do
we had
it.
a 15-year-old Mountain Dew here, then
Yeah.
Or even anything. Just throw it in there.
Just throw it in the lake, and we come back a couple years.
later and drink it.
It's like, huh, what is that?
What? That's my
Yeah,
can.
there's all sorts of stuff.
You ever find anything else in the lake?
Yeah, we found an old cell phone, like the old ones that were like the size of a cinder block.
Oh yeah,
Big
from
brick.
like the 90s.
Yeah. And I don't know how it got there, but we were snorkeling around and some kid's like, "Hey, Dave, what's this?" And I'm like, "That's a cell phone." He's like, "What?"
He's like, what? You can make a call on
It's
this?
this little thing. He's like, "This is a cell phone. What is that?" And it's like, "Well, it's what you used to make calls on." Uh-huh. You know, like, right, you're lying. This is some kind of box that. It's like, no, it's really.
How am I
this was
supposed to
the
fit
cell
this in
phone.
my pocket?
It's just a weird thing. And sailboat parts and things like that were. Oh, and some of the frustrating things, like we would get retreats up at Big Sky Bible Camp. And I don't know what in the world would possess people to do this, but they would take all of my equipment, like my balls and soccer balls and whatever, and swimming equipment, and they would throw it out on the lake when there's like 1/8 of an inch of ice. And so it would sit out there on the ice, but you can't get out there to get it because you can't walk on it, and you have to wait for it to melt. And even then, you can't swim out to get it because it is flipping cold. It's like swimming in a glass of ice water. And so I'm like, oh, why do you people throw stuff on the lake? How about if I throw you on 1/8 of an inch and see how you like it? But it wasn't all bad. But yeah, that Mountain Dew thing, I would do that again.
Was that like the biggest thing that ever happened to that camp? You were just like, yes, this is the peak.
It was a peak moment. Yep, it was a peak moment because we had transcended normal parameters of behavior. Like nobody in their right mind is ever going to drink a can of Mountain Dew that they're like, where did this come from? Like, well, from the lake. Uh-huh.
Just found it at the bottom. That's what happens on guys' night.
Down in the mud.
Yeah, that's what happens
Yeah.
on Guys Week.
Guys' week is just the best.
Guys would drink. That's what we do.
Yeah.
It was
interesting
an
things.
awesome time. I would do it again.
Yeah.
When you were like young with your friends, did you guys ever have like your own cars and do anything stupid with those?
With our own cars?
Yeah, like driving.
Like when you're a teenager or young, like 20.
I didn't get a car until like I was a little bit older. I crashed one. It was a Ford Fairlane station wagon.
I remember that
And
story.
I went camping with our family, and my mom sent me down to get buckets of water. We were at a cabin that my uncle had owned, and I was horsing around on the way back up, and I don't know how much water we had in this thing, and I took a corner on a dirt road with that thing way too hard. It was just like, whoop, and I went way over to the left, way over to the right, wait, way over to the left, way over to the right, whoop, and this thing is wiping out of control. And so what's the first thing you do when you panic? You step on the gas, right? So instead of doing 35 miles an hour, now I'm doing Mach 4. I'm just like, and I'm heading toward the edge of this road, and it's on the edge of like a cliff-like thing. It's not maybe 30, 40 feet. And we go over the edge of it, and just as I go over the edge, I punched it without even knowing it. Boom, down in the bottom of this thing, came up on a driveway, and got airborne, and we tilted this way, and I hit a telephone pole 8 feet above the ground with this Ford Fairlane. And so the roof above me was creased further in than the door. Below me didn't have a scratch on it, but the top of the roof blew every single glass out there, and all that water had to go somewhere. So it exploded inside there, and boom, down we went, boom, and ended up on the road. And my brother's like, "What? Are you trying to kill me?" He got out and walked, and I drove this thing up to the thing, and Mom was like, "What did you do?" Which is a stupid question. 'Cause here's this car, it's all beat up, it's smoking, there's water and glass and blood all over the place. Well,
Wait,
I
but
don't
you
know.
drove it back up to the campsite still?
Yeah.
Oh,
Drove it back up to the cabin.
So it landed on its wheels and it was drivable.
It was drivable.
Kind of drivable.
The windshield was crashed out of it, just all spiderweb. So we kicked it out and went home the next day and got a ticket for driving without a windscreen.
Nice. How old were you?
16.
16. Did you have your
16.
license?
I didn't get it until I was 18 because Mom was like, "You will never get your license until hell freezes over." So when hell froze over when I was 18.
Apparently.
It just worked out. So yeah, that was one of those big things.
Did your brother ever do anything like that, like afterwards?
No, he was pretty sedate. I don't think he ever rode with me ever again.
Wow.
I can't. Well, if he did, he rode with me on a bus when I lived in Lincoln, Montana, to go see some folks ride the bus. But he never, I don't think he ever got back in the car with me. Maybe that explains why he's kind of weird these days.
Yeah.
Thinks I tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Well,
When did you
maybe.
get your first car? Like, because that was not your car.
Oh, my first car was a Oldsmobile. Oh gosh, what was that? It was an old Oldsmobile, 2-door, green. There was one of them at Deer Lodge. I think I might have pointed it out to you. I can't remember what it was. Cutlass, Oldsmobile Cutlass, little 2-door Cutlass, and it had like 447 on the side of it. It's huge engine in there. I mean, this engine could power like cities for ages. And drank gas like soda.
Do you know what it had in it? Like a.
It was fast. It
or
was
something?
really fun. You just like, go, make that big sound. And I loved that car. That was a fun car. And I don't know what had happened to it. I can't remember if I sold it or got rid of it. But
What year was it?
I don't know. I'll have to look. See if you can find it. Oldsmobile Cutlass 2-door. And it had the foot, like, it was really cool on the hood. It had these, like, little
442.
scoops on it that made it look, like, awesome. You know,
Yeah.
like, people put stripes on their cars, make it look awesome.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing?
That's it. Bing! Except mine was green.
Yours is green here. I'll find a picture. So, like.
Did you ever do anything stupid in
like
that car?
green?
Oh, yeah.
Is that-
That's it exactly. Just exactly like that.
You should send that one to me. I can put it on
Yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I took it up,
Very cool.
out past Lincoln, up in the hills up there, with lots of snow and ice on the ground, and you know,
Was it,
tires that it's like, oh, maybe I should have replaced these tires 10 years ago. They've got traction because there's little steel pieces coming out of the tire. Steel belts are starting to come through. So that's plenty of traction. I got it. This is fine. Whoa. And yeah, I got it stuck up there and had to get a tow truck. And
so it was 2-wheel drive?
oh yeah,
There's probably rear, right?
rear wheel. So you could drift like a madman in that thing. But I didn't know about drifting back then. I wish I would have. That would have been fun. It was a great car.
There's just a child popping up out there. You could just use
I
that.
just saw someone's head.
Oh, I've
Popping up.
seen it too.
That was
We have a live audience,
There's a
people.
person.
It's an
Yeah.
alien.
It's an alien that's coming to
Is it
suck
your
our
sister?
souls.
No, it's probably one of the people back there.
Oh, I
Mm.
bet it is. Probably one of the kids back there. What's going on?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a fun car. Let's see. What else? Can't remember what else we bought after that. Oh, we had stupid cars when we got married, too. Like, we bought a used car. My wife and I did. It was a Datsun B210 hatchback. So it had 2 doors and a little hatchback. And the only way you could start that thing, you'd go in, turn the ignition, and you'd pop the hood. And then I had a screwdriver or a hammer. And so you would touch the 2 contacts on the starter with the hammer. That thing start up, slam the hood, off you go. It's the only way to start the thing.
Oh,
You'll have to ask my wife about this, and she will confirm it and validate it. That I opened up the car, opened up the hood, and got the screwdriver down there, and it was raining, and I had one hand up on the hood, and the other hand on the hammer, but my fingers were on the metal shank of the hammer, and I touched those 2 contacts, and I took my eyebrow off. Wow! Because it was leaning right on the. It was wet, and it was just right next to the metal of the hood, and it was like shabam! It's like whoa! And I walk in the house, and Lisa's like, "Oh, what'd you do to your eyebrow?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with?" Oh no! You know how stupid you look with only one eyebrow that's like fried. It looks like this caterpillar that's just fried on your head, and I'm like, oh no. So we soon got rid of that one too. We hit a deer with it,
Oh,
so that pretty much totaled it and the deer.
nice.
Yeah, I hit that thing at 65 miles an hour.
Wow.
Not
Bummer.
good. Not good. And your mom was with us on that.
oh, was she?
Yeah. It was more like, hey, is that a boom?
That's like the time me and
Done.
you hit a deer. John's like, look, a llama. And I'm like, what? And then we hit a deer.
No, I said a camel.
He said camel. Like,
said-
what?
It works. You know, in
Hit a
the
deer.
moment of the heat, you're like, oh,
You don't want to hit a
Look, an
camel
elephant.
either. You don't want to hit any of those
You're like,
things.
look, a camel. And then we hit a deer. I'm like,
Hitting a
what?
camel might be worse.
Yeah,
Those are
hitting a
bigger, aren't they?
Well, I might just go over
I
the
feel like
car.
that might be closer to hitting an elk.
John's been with me both times I've hit a deer.
Yep. Have we
Ooh.
told those stories?
So
on
you're
here
2
before?
for 2 then.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you've told those on the podcast.
Have we not told the stories?
You got. You
Don't
hit,
ask me
I know you
for-
hit the one deer like the first day you got your new car.
Yeah. So the one deer I hit in my new car, it was John and I driving, and we were on Kagi down by MSU, and we were driving, and there was that spot where the trees are right next to you, right where it's about to connect to 19th,
Mhm.
and we were driving, and John's like, "Look, a camel," and then we're driving. I'm like, "What?" And then a deer's just like, boom, and he jumps like 5 feet in front of us, and we just smack him.
Well, I saw one deer, and the one deer crossed the road, and I was like, a camel. And then another one came out, and it hit.
Did you yell llama after that one?
No, he said camel, so I
camel.
didn't take him seriously because I was like, "What?" And then we hit a deer, and I was like, "Oh, a deer."
That is the first thing I thought of, though. I wasn't kidding. I was like, a camel? What the heck? Why is that out here?
How'd you get out here, buddy?
What?
Yeah, and then the second time we were on our way up to the youth group camp, and we were on Highlight Canyon Road.
Oh, well, the first time, right?
This is the first time we hit a deer.
Yeah.
This was in the truck. But it was raining,
Oh yeah, I heard about this
or
one.
it may have stopped raining. I don't know if it was raining, but we were going.
Was it dark out?
It was
Yeah, it was
Like
dusk.
twilighty, dusky
yeah,
thing.
it was getting dark. So we were driving, and I was watching for deer. So I saw this deer. I completely stopped. The deer was just kind of standing there, and then he ran into the ditch, and then he came back out onto the other side of the road, and a car in the other lane hit him doing about 15, and then bounced him into the front of my car, and then he smacked into the front of my car,
Pinball.
and then just flopped there, and then limped away and died somewhere.
I imagine
Probably
so.
not-
Probably
Yeah.
died in the creek.
I don't think he'd be dead. He kind of just got a boom, and then he kind of fell.
Well, he got hit and then smacked his head on my car pretty hard, and then he flopped in front of the cars for a bit. Then he waddled
He
off.
was just kind of rolling on his
Waddled
back,
off?
like, I need to get up.
Yeah, he like limped off, and so yeah,
Oh,
Sounds like
man.
something I would do. Like, I'd get hit by a car, and then I'd smack my head on another car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of lay there.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, my head.
And then one time
You'd be
in
like,
that
"John."
same truck, John and I got rear-ended. We were at a Trump parade, and we got rear-ended by a first-gen Dodge.
Yeah, that thing was
Really?
humongous.
Yeah,
A
in the-
first gen Dodge.
Yeah, you know,
Like a power wagon?
yeah, one of them.
Oh.
It was a Cummins.
I
though.
shot a hole in a power wagon one time.
Well, what did you do?
This is fun. We were up in Lincoln, and
Oh, I think I
don't-
remember
It was like
this.
some brother-in-law relationship person. I don't know. It was married to my cousin, and he had a black powder rifle, a 50 caliber thing.
Oh.
And he said, "So you're gonna see this hook thing go down. It's gonna spark. You'll see some flame and some smoke, and then boom." I was like, "Okay, great." So I'm pointing it at the target, and it was like click, and I saw it go down, and I went, "Whoa!" like this, boom, right through the bed of the truck. He's like, "Huh? That's my truck. Oops, sorry. What? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
Can't take that one back."
Was
And it went right through. I mean,
bet.
I don't know if it went through the other side of it, but it definitely went through the one side. Little hole in there and a big hole on the outside. It gave it character.
Yeah, it's character.
be
That's where
kinda
my
cool.
friggin' shot a hole in my truck bed.
Yeah. That'd be a cool gun to shoot. Was it like?
It
Yeah,
was.
like-
It was really heavy and long, and he showed me how to do it all, and he was like, and it was really fun, clunk, chink, shoot, boom. You think it would happen instantaneously, but it's sizzle, sizzle, boom. I'm like, wow, that's great. You want to shoot it? Yeah. Boom. Whoa. That was fun. I would do it again.
You'd shoot
Maybe
a hole
not
in
shoot
his
the
truck?
truck.
Oh,
Maybe keep vehicles away.
yeah. Did you shoot it after that, or who's like?
I did.
No,
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
He
just
was
let
like,
you.
let's try that again. But they're really and it was inaccurate. Like we'd put a target way out there, and you'd think, oh gosh, that thing's only 75 yards away or something, and you'd shoot at it, and you'd be like leaning on like the bench. It's like boom, and that thing would go clear off there. It's just like, huh? I just shot that deer over there. He's like 100 yards off the target. How did that? It was weird. I mean, And sometimes you'd hit the target, but it was never like a bullseye thing. You know, it's like a baseball. It just would curve and do that funny little ball.
Yeah, because they're little balls. That's cool.
Little balls.
All little
yeah.
balls. Yeah.
You'd know what little balls
Make
are
your
like.
arm sore after a while.
It's like a long little tiny cannon. I know it. Yeah, all about
It'd
balls.
be kind of fun.
Stop, guys. Guys, you're bullying me.
All right. Well, what do you
Well-
guys think?
What do you guys think? Have you ever shot a cannon before? I want to.
Yeah,
Tried a
go.
cannon?
Shot a cannon?
Shot it? No, I never have. But we've heard them shot over like at Corvallis when they do the parade out
Oh
there.
yeah.
The
Mhm.
things.
Those are
Oh,
gnarly.
let's see. We were at a football game someplace. They had a cannon. and They would shoot it
MSU
off all
has
the
a
time.
cannon usually when
It's like,
they score.
That's
they
something
shoot
a
the
guy
cannon.
should own someday.
I imagined them starting off the game with just like putting the football in the cannon and just shooting it straight up, and whoever
That
got
would
it
be
first,
cool.
like just
Yeah,
That's basketball, John.
they
Yeah.
put the basketball in the cannon.
Yeah.
yeah, and then it just through the roof, and then wouldn't that
the
be
roof of the field house.
Look at that, dude! I want to get a cannonball and I want to paint it like a basketball, and then I want to shoot it. I think that'd be cool.
Or you do that with, like, a
it'll probably
bowling ball.
take the paint off of it when you shoot it.
Yeah, but it'd look cool going in. It's like, whoa,
It
look,
would
a
be all right.
basketball.
You remember when we went to Alcatraz and they had all those the giant cannons that would shoot like
Oh, yeah.
10-inch balls and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like they were huge, and you
Huge
could
balls.
see the you could see Alcatraz like what it looked like during the Civil War.
It was a great big
and
thing.
the entire bay of San Francisco was guarded. If you entered that bay, you could be hit from no matter where you were in the bay. You could be shot with a cannon.
Wow.
Whoa. With a big chunk of metal.
Yeah. So like the entire bay was guarded. There
That was in the
no
Civil War?
Yeah. During
Yeah.
the Civil War, there was no blind spots in the bay.
Dang. How
It's
long
kind of
was
a bad
how
thing.
long was Alcatraz operational? It was like the 40s, right?
No, it started in like the 20s and stopped in the 70s.
60s or
70s.
70s, yeah. I think the last big thing, there's like some Native Americans that overtook the island and they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
After
this
it
is
closed,
ours.
they took the island. They're like, it's our property. So
They even painted some kind of
there's some like
Native American
something
slogan on it. Like,
yeah, it says something. It says like
can't remember what it said on there.
Get out.
Indians were here. It says some places.
Yeah.
and-
So
Give
were
it a-
white people
Give us a back.
as prisoners.
Something weird.
God.
The
Yeah,
only
there's
thing-
some interesting.
The only thing I remember
pretty
about
cool
that
place.
island is like the Scooby Doo episode where that one dude escaped from there and then he died, and then there was like maybe I shouldn't have talked.
I don't know what you're talking
Yup,
about.
John. Yeah, I know that.
There was
one.
like an old. You remember the old Scooby Doo from the '60s?
Yeah, the good one.
That was the
Oh,
best
yeah.
one. Like Zoink Scoob, and it's like,
Hey, that was good.
Oh yeah. See, here's like the first graffiti. It just says Indians welcome.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
oh,
It's just, it's just that painted by the sign that you first see when you
Oh.
get on the island.
I mean that's cool. I guess the Indians can bring their spices from like
Well, I guess
India.
it was something weird. Like it was technically their land, and they felt like the white men stole it from them, so they took
that's
it back.
racist. How could they?
Yeah.
We're
There wasn't
Caucasian.
no buffalo on it or anything. So
No,
I
there
don't
was
know
no
what the
buffalo.
big
It's
deal
literally a
was.
rock. That's because they had to have that water tower built out there for like water, because
Yeah.
like there was no way to get fresh water out there, so they had to build the tower.
How big is Alcatraz?
Not huge.
Couple acres.
Not
isn't it?
really large. I think you could walk across it in what, 10 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes?
Oh, less than that. It's not huge.
Lengthwise and breadth,
Yeah.
breadthwise, breadth.
Breadth.
Breaths. Breaths.
Yeah.
Breathing.
Whiteness.
Deep and wide.
It's not.
Inhale.
Oh, I'll get that in there.
It's not huge, but
Yeah, that was a cool place though. I heard.
Alcatraz is cool.
I
It's really
liked
fun
it.
to see in person.
I haven't seen it in person. Maybe
There's
I
bird
will.
poop everywhere, but
Oh, that's fun.
because it's a freaking bird sanctuary. I'm like, that's stupid.
It used to be a
Take a
Prisoner
gun there and
place.
shoot all the birds.
That's what I want to do. There's just seagulls everywhere, and you're like, this is stupid.
yeah. That would be stupid. I assume
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
You've
Flying
done that
garbage cans.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
the
seagulls
worst.
are.
Yeah, flying garbage
Flying garbage
disposals.
cans.
And sometimes
Hate
they
those.
go freeze on the beach, and you can go kick them and stuff.
Yeah. We did that in Cannon Beach
What?
when we worked there. We got a big freeze one time, and some of the young seagulls, they just, I don't know, it got down to like 18 or 19 degrees at night, and they were sitting on the beach and just froze. And you just walk up to them, and, seagulls usually fly off, but these ones didn't because they were just froze. You just kick them over, and they're like, conk.
Or you go watch dogs go rip them apart.
Yeah.
Give them what they deserve.
Were they like full on dead? Because I've heard stories about like people
they're just
freezing. They weren't like full on
Frozen to
dead.
death, right?
Yeah, they were just frozen. I think they weren't like frozen solid, but they just got too cold and
Died.
I feel
Frozen
warm
died.
and happy and
And they're dead.
They're just standing there.
And then the dogs run out in the morning and go eat
they're
seagull.
kind of just sitting, kind of like squatting down on the sand there, and just like they were resting. They're just like,
They're resting,
Whoa,
and
look
then
at
they
that.
weren't.
I
And
want
they
to
were
kick seagulls now.
dead. I want to kick pigeons.
is
That's
weird.
fun.
we had kids out there that one time, it was unbelievable. We should do this if we ever all go out to Cannon Beach again. They dug a hole in the beach in the sand, and they put a kid in there, just up to his waist.
Oh, okay.
And buried him, and then they laid him down so he could stand up in the hole, but then lay down on the beach. And then they put a sheet over him, and then they threw popcorn on that sheet. And the seagulls came and these two kids caught two of them.
Oh.
Well, that was okay, but seagulls get really mad when you capture them. And so this kid comes walking into Cannon Beach Conference Center, and he's getting pecked to death and chewed on by the seagull. He's like, "Look what I got!" And wherever there's bare skin, there's like welts and pieces of his meatness, and this bird's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." They grow fangs. I mean, they get mad, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "How'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Huh, I'm gonna try that."
Yeah, we should
Does
go
that
back
really
out
work?
to Cannon Beach.
But somehow you have to do it with leather gloves or some kind
Oh,
of.
somehow protect yourself.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
protect yourself because, man, it tore that kid apart. He's got battle scars now.
I just
Probably his
imagine.
future wife. How'd you get those? What happened there? Were you in the war?
Yeah, I fought off.
I fought off a
bears.
seagull.
I think that'd be funny if like they
Just
were
try
like
that
a,
out.
they were like a pack and they all just came, like
Oh.
all the seagulls came.
Just flock on there.
Yeah, and the
grab
one
one.
kid who's just in the sand, he just can't,
Can't do
move.
anything.
It's like seagulls
This
come
is
and
work.
when they leave, it's just like a bones. It's a skeleton of the dude. That's all it is. That'd be Benea. Benea would do it.
You can do it.
I believe in you, Benea. You can totally do this.
We could do it.
Just wear like protective stuff.
Like a bee suit or something.
We got seagulls out here, don't we?
But I think so.
If you go to the
Maybe-
dump,
Yeah, there we go.
Ugh.
Ooh, that could be gruesome. Maybe you wouldn't want to do that, but
let's just go back to Cannon Beach.
Yeah, just get buried in the dump and then they come
Oh.
in.
Just get
Then
ran
you're
over
like
by a
rah,
tractor.
and then you're like boo, and there's just a tractor.
Pranking seagulls gone wrong.
It's bad.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Bummer.
Really
Just get
I
smacked.
feel like that'd be a little bit more than a
bulldozer.
bummer, but
Yeah, just a bit more than
Major.
a bummer. Major bummer.
Major
I
bummer.
want to kick seagulls now, man.
Kick seagulls
Well,
or pigeons.
yeah, pigeons would be fun to kick.
They're easier to kick because they come
Pigeons
right up
are-
to you because
Yeah, they're like, hey, what's up?
here
And
you
you're
go,
just
feed
like,
me.
no.
Feed me. And-
geese.
Feed you this foot. Geese are evil.
Yeah,
Geese
kick-
are bad.
Kick geese.
Don't like geese.
No, if
geese
you
are bad.
Yeah.
It's the Canadian ones. I scared a bunch of them when I was at the city park in Denver. I just walked up to a mated pair and just kind of went "Pwah," on one of them, and there was just one, and then there were 400 of them. They were like, "Wah, wah, wah," and they do that funny like snake thing with their head. You know,
Yeah, it's crazy.
not cool.
I don't like that. Ducks do the same thing. Like
Ducks do it too.
ducks do it too. They're
We
just
need
less
to shoot
scary
ducks.
because they're like, here, and the goose are like
Yeah.
big boys. That geese bite hard too. They have
do.
like little teeth things that aren't real teeth, and
They're just like
There's
there,
like-
and just like ouch.
it hurts, man. I don't like it.
It's not a good deal.
Don't like geese.
No.
Yeah,
The only good goose is the one sitting on a platter that's been roasted.
I've never had goose. Is it good?
It's good.
Like better than duck?
A little bit oily, but good. Duck is good too.
Duck's oily, right?
Duck's okay.
Yeah, really oily. You have to be careful. And especially
Frying
if somebody
stuff.
shot it with a shotgun, he'd be chomping into it.
Whoops.
Oh,
Find some-
buckshot.
Yeah.
Well, not buckshot, but birdshot.
Yeah.
Birdshot is just like a little pellets in it.
Little pellets.
Pellets. Well, I feel like that's coming close to the end of the episode. Thank you, Papa Dave.
Oh, yes, you are most
Thank
welcome.
you.
Most welcome.
Yeah,
That
thanks
was a
for
fun
coming on.
episode. Definitely got to get them back
Yeah,
on. I'd say.
Yeah.
absolutely. We'll
Fun
talk about
times.
fire
Fun.
and what all
Fire.
fun things you can do with fire.
Sounds like you got enough stories.
And,
We get 100 episodes with Papa
Bleach.
Dave here.
Yeah.
Bleach and brake fluid. Bleach and brake fluid. We'll save that
We'll have
for
to remember
another
those for
episode.
next time.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good stuff.
thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Remember to subscribe.
Subscriptions, yeah.
It's up to 95% aren't subscribed, so that's technically better.
I subscribed. So if I subscribed, you better subscribe.
You better
Yeah.
subscribe, though. This Papa Dave will get you.
That's right. I'm coming after you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Sayonara.
Bye. Man,
Man,
And I
I
hate
hate
our-
our
I
viewers.
hate our
They're-
you have to say it.